Hello and welcome to Watchdogwargaming. Today I'll be talking about my recent visit to the Warlord Games Open Day, which was on Saturday, the 3rd of September 2022. I attended the Warlord Games Open Day last year. If you want to see the link below for my views and thoughts on that visit. So I was interested to see how they could improve and better themselves this year. And from what I saw, they did. At arrival at Warlord Games, we were met by one of the Warlord Games team who booked us in, gave us our wristbands and our goodie bag. Looking in the goodie bag, we had the Paddy Mayne SAS figure that was advertised, a lovely little figure on there. And for those who don't know who Paddy Mayne is, sort of where you've been living underneath a rock. So it's one of the co-founders of the SAS. So if you don't know about him, make sure you Google Paddy Mayne and see where I'm coming from. When you were given your bag, you actually had a choice. You could have a epic Napoleonic English or French figure sprue. I went for the English, my son went for the French. Again, the Paddy Mayne figure, you had two pots of paint, two brushes, and there was a handy bag of Skytrek stowage in there as well. So it was a nice goodie bag. Surprisingly, I did actually hear someone moan about the contents, but I don't think they realised that later on, as part of the open day, there was a tank building not competition, but an event where you could actually sort of make your own Sherman, Tiger, T-34, or Panzer III. So that was another freebie that's part of the sort of the entrance fee. So in all, it was actually quite a good haul for everybody. The next three clips show the Boltaction Tunisia range, Africa Corps versus Sikhs and Commonwealth forces. Lovely to see the figures, great, well painted and amazing boards. We also then sort of went on to the Slain table again with the Slain range of figures. All these games, both the Boltaction, Slain and the Black Powder epic scale American Civil War, was all participation games that you could take part in. Unfortunately, I was delayed in traffic by nearly 4 hours. The time I arrived, everybody was just disappearing for lunch, but it was a good opportunity to actually have a close-up of all the figures and the tables. Again, amazing figures from the Warlord Games own display cabinets, and I believe it was some of their staff's own personal items as well, so, along with figures, buildings. Again, it was lovely to see, lovely painted, and give me a bit of inspiration to get on with my figures that are slowly stacking up in the to do or to paint queue. Throughout the day, there was a number of visits around the actual Warlord Games headquarters itself, and also lots of meet the various different people, John Starnard, Paul Sawyer, Rick Priestley, and to have chats with them to see what's going on, what's in sort of Q&As. Unfortunately, I missed all this, so normally I would have videoed it and sort of shared that with you, but I've already covered the sort of the actual warehouse, how the packing facilities, where all the figures have molded previously. So what I'll just jump straight into is some of the contents of what's coming soon. Again, Paul Sawyer and the design team up there and the paint team, we all had a chat with them and just went through everything that was coming online. My interest is Boltaction, and especially with the Korea range, and it was useful to know what's coming out soon, especially in that range, but also it was things that for my youth, sort of like some comic ranges. So they're already doing Judge Dredd, they're already doing Slain, but they actually went on to discuss about other ranges, which I will touch on in a second. The first things that caught my eye was the new Judge Dredd ranges that were in the various different cabinets, whether they were the Special Judicial Squad, the SJS, There was riot squads, and there was also some key characters as well. I saw that was Judge Dredd's brother Rico, and also a character called Devlin Warren. So it was interesting to see those figures, but also as well, while you're having a look at them, look at the vehicles in the back, because there might be some vehicles that potentially are coming out in plastic, and some of these I covered in last year's cabinet review, and they were just purely mock-ups, but now they're actually painted and probably not far from actually release. So it'll be interesting to see how far this goes. Last year during the Q&A with Paul Sawyer, I probably and other people actually mentioned, wouldn't it be good if we, the ABC Warriors came out, or Rogue Trooper, or other things. If you're doing the lots of the range from 2000 AD, perhaps you look at those as well. So sometimes what you wish for actually comes to fruition. So as you can see over the next couple of clips, they've on the designers table there was ABC Warriors, the Volgan War, which is just jam-packed full of different war robots. And then there was the CAD designs actually on the screen, which I took a picture on, and then they actually had the resin blow-ups of it as well. So it'd be nice to see how this range develops in the future. Again, ABC Warriors, 2000 AD spin-off. You had, and so the ABC Warriors could be used with Judge Dredd. They could also be used with Strontium Dog, and in their own right. So, like I said, it'd be interesting to see how this range develops. As I mentioned, I like Boltaction Korea. That's one of my sort of interests at the moment. And sort of reading into the background, both from the British and Commonwealth point of view, is an interesting read. But again, with the release of Sergeant Reckless, the horse, the US Marine Corps horse recently, at the Q&A, Paul Sawyer mentioned that the Chinese SMG squads that were in the cabinet last year will be probably released at the time of this publishing, this probably next week, or maybe even sooner. But also as well, I do know that there's been some work behind the scenes to develop the British summer regiments, and also the Americans as well. On the drawing board and actually resin casts, there was recoilless rifles as well. So that's predominantly for the Korea, but you could use them as well for the latter part of World War II as well. So that again, there is some developing those particular ranges. Also in the Korea range, they were releasing was the Mongolian mounted cavalry. As you can see from the pictures here, so there's Chinese forces on the back of Mongolian ponies. They should be also released either this week or next week as well. Okay, let's go on to Boltaction World War II, and over the next couple of pictures you will see the Italian-Hungarian mountain troops. I'm not 100% sure if they were Italian or Hungarian. I did take notes, but I've lost my notes. But they do look like both to me, either Italians or Hungarians. Perhaps you could use them for both. If everybody knows who they are, what they are, so put in the comments below, and that'd be very, very helpful. So last year I took these pictures again from the cabinet, and these were their one-up mock-ups of their Italian troops. As you can see now, they've released the Italian San Marco Marines, the Colonial Eritreans, and also the Belgians on bicycle troops. There is other units on there. I'm not 100% sure of, again, so unfortunately I didn't take the details for that one. But again, if you know what it is, please point it out to me. It'd be useful to know. The one thing I do like to do is when I'm looking around in these cabinets is to look for things that I haven't seen before, especially on the tours as well, because it's interesting to see what Warlord Games are actually bringing out or getting involved in or designing or just plainly looking at. So it was interesting to see what was going on. So one thing I did notice straight away in actually one of the cupboards next to the Paddy Main figure was a Major Koenig figure. If people have seen the 2001 film Enemy at the Gate about Zili Zaisev and the Russian snipers at Stalingrad, and he had the character being hunted by this German sniper, Major Koenig, they've bringing this figure out now. If he's out before, I haven't seen this one, so it's actually new to me. But I found a painted figure in the cabinet, and it's a corker. That's definitely one that I will be looking to get. When we was doing the tour, we went into the actual area where the Reading casting was made, and eagle-eyed me spotted this. And for those who don't know, it's the Tortoise A39 heavy assault tank. Now, I don't think this is actually in the current Warlord Games range. It's be brilliant if it is. Bit of an oddity. It's one of those heavy tanks that was designed or sort of designed in the early sort of part of World War II, but then sort of I think if I remember rightly, there was 6 mock-ups that were delivered for trials about 1946, 1947. And they just realized, like with the German tanks, that they were the Tortoise had extreme limited tactical value. It was too slow, too large, and had severe transportation problems getting from A to B. And like most of them, just ended up on a range being a hard target, which is a shame. But it's nice to see that Warlord Games have brought this out. So again, it opens opportunities up for post-war World War II gaming. Possibly Cold War gone hot. It's towards the end of the war, the pattern he wanted to. Right, we finished the Germans. Let's go on to the Russians now. So again, for wargaming, that opens up lots and lots of opportunities to explore that what ifs. So that is the end of my review and thoughts on the Warlord Games open day. It was a fabulous event. A lot of effort had been going in by the various teams there, the management and all the different team members from in the workshops and the sales team and everything else. Yeah, I did spend a lot, and I did take up opportunity of their or their sort of offers, which was good. I've just added to the plastic and the metal mounting. Some of the things I will put on here quite soon. But yeah, in all, it was an amazing event. Spoiled for me slightly by the traffic. A 2.5-hour drive up from Wiltshire turned into a 4.5 hours. So, but on the way back, it was plain sailing. But it was a good event. I got to speak to lots and lots of different people. A few veterans, Army, Navy, Air Force. I had a chat with, and sort of. And there was one chappie there, forgot his name, but he had an amazing World War II Buffalo soldier painted figures. Again, brilliant. And it was nice to see that something different in the World War II range. So thank you for your time. If you like what I'm doing, so don't forget to like and subscribe below. And you lot keep well, and I'll catch up with you soon. Right, take care now. Bye.
Squad morale restored.